This is the Worship Team Training Podcast with your host and training director, Brannon Dempsey. Worship Team Training provides live workshops and online resources to help inspire, create, and transform the leading of worship. Now, here's your host, Brannon Dempsey.
How's everybody doing today? Brannon Dempsey here with WorshipTeamTraining.com, Worship Team Training University. And we trust that you are having a great, terrific Tuesday. What is going on? Dolores Black is joining us on Periscope. Who else? What is up? Who else is coming in? Good to see you. Facebook Live, Periscope. Also, everybody following us on Spreaker and iTunes on our audio podcast. Matt Lockwood, what's up? Bubba, I'm so sorry. I've been behind on getting your stuff to you, but I got it on my list. Hope you guys are doing well. How are y'all today? Great to see you, Tune SD, what's going on? Is in the house. Who else is in the house? Facebook Live, go ahead and talk to us right now. This is a perfect time. If you would swipe and invite, please bring everybody over who's following you on Periscope, Facebook Live, and also on iTunes. Go ahead and do that and make that adjustment, and just please swipe the magic Jesus Love finger over and let everybody know what's going on. It's great to see you. It's a fantastic Tuesday. It is post-Easter. Can you believe it? You're alive. You're here. You actually made it. And we're all just loving it. Jayla, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you guys are having a great day. Man, we got some things to talk about. We got Mustang Sally. What's up? Who else is joining us today on Periscope? And, man, coming at you. Hello, my name is Brannon Dempsey, and I'm the CEO. First of all, I'm a child of God, follower of Jesus, happen to lead a ministry called WorshipTeamTraining.com and Worship Team Training University. That's what you're watching right now. We air Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, just like today. And also, what do we do, you might ask? Well, glad you asked. We do specialized workshops customized just for you, coming to your church, work with your worship team, working with your worship leader, your vocalist, your band members, your tech team. We cover all that in a customized workshop that fits you and not like anything else that you'd see anywhere else. Also, we do a mentoring program that walks beside you as a worship leader. So if you want to find out more about our customized workshops that come to you on a weekend and our mentoring for worship leaders and worship teams, go to worshipteamtraining.com/workshops or /mentoring. It's that easy. And also you can find our brand new university program that we're doing right now. That's WTTU.co. We have a lot of members that have come on. A lot of you guys reached out to us from Bible.com YouVersion. Thank you so much for the love. Had like 5 new friends that wanted to join us today. Sad to say, news real quick, because Bible.com is awesome as they are. They have a limitation on their friends, as most of you may know. And because of that, they limit you to only 150 friends. And so, honestly, we have over 110 friends that are waiting because we've maxed out that list. And so if you're watching this right now and you're saying, yeah, but I friended you, that's the very reason why I couldn't friend you back. So I'm so sorry. But there is help. Help is along the way, and this is where it's at. If you go to faithlife.com, you'll find us there. So faithlife.com is a ministry of Logos Bible, so you guys may know who they are. And faithlife.com, I'm putting up the link right now on both Twitter and also on Facebook Live. And we're unlimited, so you can join us as many times as you want. Invite me to be your friend all you want all day, and I'll invite you back all day. Well, maybe not all day, but most of the day. And you'll see all of our Bible studies, our commentaries, our devotionals. We released 2 since this past weekend. So head on over right now. I put up the link. It's faithlife.com/worship team training. Also in the news coming up, before we get to our special guest, which is Harry Walls right behind me. Don't say hi yet. Don't say hi yet. He's getting kind of nervous, right? We want to be a little bit low. But before we get to Harry, I want to also share with you about our songwriting contest. That is coming up May the 26th. You songwriter worship leaders who wait to the last minute, don't let this catch you by surprise. We had over 30 entries, I think, on the last contest, and we're hoping to have more on this one. So if you want to join in the fun, the grand prize winner is going to receive a Shure microphone from their Motive series. And also you'll have prizes by Kaiser Capo, Worship Musician Magazine, and also you will have your song reviewed by an industry professional in Nashville. We got 2 of them. So there are 2 of them are waiting for you, and you can't get that anywhere else. So just put out the link. You will have to go to our site to join it. And also, if you want more access and what we're doing here at Worship Team Training while you're waiting for us to get to the content just like Harry is, you'll go to WTTU.co. I'm putting up the link right there, and you'll see it. So check it out. Enroll today because it's going to cost you about a latte a month, and you can afford it. Trust me. I looked into your wallet, and you can do it. You're not going to get any other kind of content like this elsewhere in terms of all the webinars, the monthly devotionals of ebooks, as well as our Thursday training and special video training workshops. And they're 700 articles. I mean, it goes on and on. So, I mean, for the price of a latte, come on. Take me out to Starbucks and let's get this done, okay? I'm waiting. All right, so join us. All right, so I want to introduce to you our good friend, Harry Walls. Harry is a fantastic worship leader. We've known each other actually for quite a few years, going back and forth. We've been emailing each other over time about worship stuff and helping each other. And he actually is friends with our very own Stephanie Kelly. He is the worship leader, worship pastor over at Bridges Community Church in the Bay Area, North California. Everybody, please welcome Harry Walls IV. How are you, Harry?
I'm good. How's it going, man?
Man, it's good to finally have you on and connect us, right?
Yeah, I'm glad we can finally make it work.
I know. We've talked about this for years to do something, and it just, different times it never worked out, but I'm glad it did today.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. I see Keela Neelums. What's up, Keela? She's on Periscope. So we're going to do this today. Matt, thanks so much. If you guys want to participate and ask Harry your questions, you want to ask me questions, all you need to do is type in, show some love in the comment box. At the same time, you want to show some love to both of the worship leader Harris. Okay? All you got to do is just tap on that screen just like that, or you can send out comments on Facebook Live. So, Harry, we got you, man. We got you in the hot seat finally.
Yeah.
So tell us all about it. Tell us about your church. Tell us about what you do, maybe backing up and how you got started in ministry and how God called you into it.
Wow. Well, I'll start with the second question first.
All right, go ahead.
My dad's a pastor. I've been in church all my life. He started a church when I was 10, and I was playing piano and picking songs for us to sing in our little church of 25. And it's just kind of always been what I've done. And I went to college and really just kind of felt like this was what God was calling me to do. And I went to college and met my wife, and this is kind of the life that we've led. And it's been a journey. It's taken us through a few states. I'm originally from St. Louis.
All right.
And we met at school in Arkansas at John Brown University. And we were there for a little bit. And then we moved here to California 4.5 years ago. So September 2012. And, so I'm the worship pastor here at Bridges. Bridges is a pretty cool church. It's in a city called Fremont, which is right in Silicon Valley. So one of the really cool things about our church is that it's a diverse place. We have 5 different language fellowships. So we have Mandarin, Cantonese, Indian, Filipino, and then we have an ASL for our a really large deaf community here.
Awesome.
Along with our English fellowship. So I guess that's 6 total.
Very awesome.
And so I lead the English primarily, but we work side by side with all of our fellowships. We really consider ourselves one church with just the different language venues. We have a lot of first-gen Cantonese and Mandarin that come over, and, they don't always speak English. So we want to be able to reach them with the gospel, and so we have a place for them to come. And
awesome.
It's a really cool time. It's a cool place.
Man, that's fantastic. So your dad got you into it. He scarred you for life at 10 years old.
Yeah.
But you lived to tell about it. Is he still pastoring today?
He is still pastoring today, same church that he started when I was 10. And he loves doing what he does. And I talk to him all the time. I ask him for advice and
there you go,
and all that good stuff.
You love him more now because he's in a different place.
Yeah,
he's not your daddy telling you what songs to pick.
That's true. It's a little bit different now.
Yeah, that's good, man. Well, tell us about your worship team. Tell us about number one. I guess folks want to know, what is your team made up out of, as far as, what kind of band musicians you have, vocalists, and then also tell us what kind of music styles that you cover.
Okay, I have a couple different bands.
Okay.
Our church is about 1,000, and so I've got a couple of different drummers, bass players, guitar, electric, acoustic. Generally, I play piano or keys, because that's kind of what I grew up playing. I started taking lessons at 5, and that's what I've been doing. But I also have a couple really good piano players, so sometimes I just get to stand in the middle and sing and be one of the vocalists.
Awesome.
And so that's pretty cool. We have a midweek rehearsal, which I know a lot of people aren't doing as much these days. Some people do Saturdays, but we do a Thursday night, and we really make it a time of worship for ourselves, because if we can worship together in that moment, then it makes it a lot easier for us to worship Sunday morning and lead people.
Right. Amen.
And so that's kind of how that works. We do 2 services on Sunday morning, 9 and 11. And that's pretty much it. We are pretty CCM, Hillsong, Elevation, Paul Blanche, Bethel, whatever else you can think of to put in that place. But that's kind of where we stay. I grew up in a Black Baptist church, so I like to arrange chords differently, which is always fun. But,
yes.
Yeah.
Worship is completely different in a gospel church.
Yeah.
I mean, I've served in 2 gospel churches, and don't get me wrong. I mean, all the churches that I've served, great worship, but there's something about the gospel church, with gospel music that's just, it just lights my soul on fire. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, it's really fun. I grew up in it. You learn that you're just going to be in church all day.
And there better be food. There better be food, right?
Yes, and there's generally food.
That's
and
right.
Then sometimes there's an evening service as well. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's what I grew up in, and the chords never leave you, so you find a way to mix them in.
I know, man. And then you got to have a good drummer to throw it down,
Yeah, and I have 3 good drummers.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. I mean, there's so much creativity involved. I mean, there's a lot of churches and a lot of different styles that are creative. But we had Tony Guerrero on last week that was telling us the same thing, that in gospel music, you're going to find probably the most creative end of music in the church, because it's so complex and so rich.
Yeah, it is. And it's one of the things that I don't get to do all the time, because my team didn't grow up in that. So I have to think about what I would have done, 10, 15 years ago, and go, let's take 2 steps back. And I think we can get it.
Yeah. That's awesome. So tell us this, let's see, you got Rommel Yan, what's up, on Facebook Live. He says, Harry the man. Thanks so much for that. And we got some other guys coming in. Rommel?
Yeah, he goes to my church.
Awesome, Rommel. Thanks for watching us, man. So want to ask you this, and now you got to be careful because you got one of your own team members watching, so this is where it gets a little it gets a little dicey. Maybe we'll do a part 2, and we'll film it later. But tell us, why, today's topic is about joy. We're going to have Holland Davis on later on this week to talk about joy and talk about having good worship, a worship theology that encompasses joy within leading a worship. What does having joy mean for you personally, Harry?
Wow, that's funny. We literally just started a new sermon series on joy.
Awesome.
Preaching through the book of Philippians.
There you go.
And what joy means is really understanding who God is at all times. And even when life is difficult, even when people get sick and they on the last minute and I have to make adjustments to my team, or, you know, my kids are sick, or things aren't going great at the church, I have to remember that I've been put in this place by God, and he wants me here, because no matter how difficult it is for me, it's always someone else who's got something else going on that's probably worse than mine. And it's my job, my calling, to lead those people through a moment. And so as a leader, I have to keep in my own mind that I'm here doing a job that God has called me to do, and that just brings me joy.
I feel that, man. So how does that look like for your team members, those that are on your worship team? Maybe they don't feel joyful. Maybe they don't feel confident. What do you do to help encourage them?
One of the things we do each and every week is, before we ever get started, like working through music and the grind of transitions and all of that stuff, we sit around the piano and we just worship. We just sing together.
Wow.
Sometimes it's a song that we all know that we can just work through. This past Sunday, we introduced "Do It Again" by Elevation Worship.
Oh, great song.
And yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah, great song.
And we just sat around, and I played that piano, and I just kind of talked through why we chose that to kick off this sermon series. And we kind of work through things that way. And it's just an opportunity for us to connect as a team, as people, and kind of soften our hearts, because the Silicon Valley is a busy place.
Yeah.
And everybody comes in from work and life. And so it gives us a chance to kind of slow it down, just connect with Christ on our own before we start to work of worship practice. Because I feel like if we work hard, we'll praise hard on Sunday morning. That's right. Kind of a...
Love that, man. So tell us, like, what are some of the most difficult things you find, or let's say some of the most challenging things that you find in your worship team that you think to yourself, man, if they could just do this, what would that be?
Good question. I think it connects again to just the time. You know, I grew up in the Midwest, and everything's just slower. And so we can rehearse from 7 to 10, 7, whatever needs to be done to really work on it. But my rehearsal doesn't start till 7:30 here, because people work for so long. And sometimes you don't really get going till 8. And I don't want to keep people out too late, because we've all got kids. Like, I've got kids, and I don't want to be out too long. So sometimes I'm just hoping that time is usually the most difficult thing, like having enough time to really work through stuff to get it to where I want it to be.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned that earlier, like there's a lot of teams right now that are not able to do a midweek rehearsal, and they just do it for the Saturday, Sunday. You have yours on Thursdays. We have ours on Thursdays too. So provided that with your time, what do you do with your time to make it maximized for everybody?
Well, I do a couple things. We usually get our music out a week and a half out before the rehearsal. So they have it. They have MP3s. They have chord charts. We use Planning Center like most everybody else does. And so I encourage them to really listen and kind of come ready, so then we can maximize that time to really work through music and transitions and whatever. And it gives us the opportunity to connect with each other, because a lot of my people don't have time to do small group as well. So we use the front end to kind of pray for each other, hear about life, and those kinds of things. And so I try to maximize time that way to get some pastoring time as well as musician time.
Yeah. So you take about how long are your rehearsals?
15, 20 minutes up front.
No, I mean the whole rehearsal.
Oh, whole rehearsal. Sorry.
We do it on 15 minutes. That's like a drive-through rehearsal, man. Yeah.
No, we usually start at 7:30, and it's about 9:30, 10 on the outside. And here's something else that we do to maximize the time. We run through all of our music up front. We take 5-10 minute break, and then we record all of the music at the back end.
Wow.
And then we put it all on Dropbox the next day, and so people can hear us playing it as opposed to the recording of the song.
That's so good. Yeah. So what is it? What has your team learned by doing that?
Well, we do a couple things. It allows them to hear timing. It allows them to hear, oh man, I sang that note flat. And we do it to say, listen, not to show you how bad you are, but to show you the things you can work on. Because even when you walk away from rehearsal and you feel like it's really bad, you listen to it the next day and you go, oh man, it wasn't as bad as I thought. I just need to fix this one thing, and you work on it. And you can tell Sunday morning that they've fixed those things that were, bad on Thursday night and go on with our day.
So when it comes Sunday, you find your team better prepared because of that rehearsal? How does that? I
do.
Yeah, and then how does that reflect itself in the worship time?
It allows us to be more free. I think confidence is always the biggest problem that a worship team has. If you work hard and you're prepared and you know where, you're going from verse to bridge to chorus or whatever it is, everybody's good with that, then you get more confident people on stage. And you get less people looking down at their music stands or iPads or whatever, and they're there to worship, and they're singing along, and they're truly leading people.
Right. Yeah, that's where it's at. We got 6'1" Chick saying so true. Keela is saying that she wants to take some of these ideas back to her team. What questions do you guys have for Harry about maybe his setup, his situation? Ask away, you guys. Periscope, Facebook Live. And tell us also, Harry, like when you talk about the way the team leads, if you had to pick one thing in the leading of worship, what would be the one challenging thing that your team has that you like for them to work on?
Believe it or not, it's being able to roll with distractions.
Okay.
We use in-ear monitors. And when I'm not leading, sometimes I wear a lapel mic to kind of talk just to them. And as well as our tech guy in the booth will say, you need to step into the light, or this needs to change, blah, blah, blah. And when that happens, their eyes will go to whoever's talking. And then that they're focused on whatever's being said as opposed to continuing to do what needs to be done.
Right. That's good. I had a question here. Jason Michaels, thanks so much, on Facebook Live, asked, how do you record your rehearsal and send it to Dropbox?
Our tech guy records it through, I wish I knew what program we use. He uses a program right into our Mac, and then he takes it, mixes it down in GarageBand. Okay. And makes it an MP3, drops it in Dropbox, and sends an email out to everybody on the team.
Yeah, awesome. Did you guys get that? Dropbox is very easy to do, especially if you have it installed on your computer. Like if you do have a Mac, once it's installed into your computer, you can tie that in. So whenever you bounce down tracks, like you're saying, Harry, you can just immediately upload them from your hard drive. So hope that helps. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for the question. What other questions do you guys have? We're going to wrap it up in a minute. I know the time has gone by too fast. It's like a drive-through interview,
A little bit.
Drive-through rehearsal, drive-through interview. What's for your team, Harry, talk about confidence. Is that an issue with your team? In what way?
Sometimes it is. And I think, again, it all goes back to time. I waffle between taking as much time as we need to prepare and not wanting to keep people out too late. But confidence from my team comes from knowing that I care about them. So we do things to just just appreciate them. Whether I have them come to my house, we do a barbecue, or on special events like Christmas and Easter, I drop Starbucks cards on their on music stands. Anything to kind of just let them know that I appreciate the fact that they're doing this in the midst of everything else that they have going on.
That is so cool. I want to come to your house for barbecue.
Oh, yeah, come on by, man.
I bet you make some mean. That's a long commute, but I bet you make some mean barbecue that's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So, Harry, I want to thank you so much for your time, man. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your heart, sharing your worship team and your ministry with us, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm glad I could do it.
Awesome. And guys, we are excited to have you with us as you join us each week. Even more so excited, those of you who become members at our Worship Team Training University. All you need to do is go to WTTU.co. This Thursday, we got Holland Davis coming from like near the same side of town, but he's from San Clemente, a little bit south of the north area. Yeah. And Holland is going to be joining us this week to talk about worship flow and what does it mean to have a good theology within worship. What does it mean for the team? Most of all, what does it mean for your people as you're leading them? So we're going to be talking about confidence, talking about joy, how to instill that within your members. You can't miss it, but you got to be a member to watch it. And it's so easy. Like I said before, I mean, you go to Starbucks, you download an iTunes once a month. That's about what it costs you to get all the content, all the shows, all the playbacks, all the webinars, and ebooks. We send coupons. We send a lot of things your way, and it's so easy to do. Go to WTTU.co and check out the plans. And we also have group church rates. So if you want to have 6, 7, 5 of your guys join us or whatever, all you need to do is email us and we can make you a group discount and make that happen. So until then, you got to check out this coming Thursday. Also, our upcoming webinar with Dwayne Moore later on this month. Don't forget about our songwriting contest. And also next Tuesday, we have our next local worship leader guest interview. Going to be a lot of fun. And in that following week, we have Crystal Lewis, who's going to join us. So you cannot miss that. She's just going to sing the pages off the phone book. Can't wait. Anyway, Harry, thanks so much for joining us today, bro.
Thanks again, man. I appreciate it.
All right, and thank you guys, too. We'll see you back here at worshipteamtraining.com and Worship Team Training University. See you soon. Love you. Bye.
This has been a Worship Team Training broadcast and digital production with your host and training director, Brannon Dempsey. Worship Team Training provides live workshops and online resources to help inspire, create, and transform the leading of worship. We'll see you again right here on worshipteamtraining.com.